Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, this is coming out okay. Oh, driving in updates. Sent me a notification. It sent me a notification. Ha, it's funny, isn't it? Hello, one person. Hello, you. Hello there. Hello. How are you? How the hell are you? Yeah, I'll just wait for a few more people to come on before saying that I'm having my sex change. No, I'm only kidding. Um, you know how it is. When you're just not happy with your genitals. Yeah, rip them off. Rip them off. That's what I say. If you're not happy with genitals, rip them off. If thine eye offends thee, pluck it out. There you go. What are we talking about? What have we just missed? That's what they're thinking now. All these people are just coming in like, what have I just missed? What have I just missed? No, we're just talking about me having a sex change. I know I'm not going to do that. Sorry. They'd be like, what the hell have I just come into? Yep, it's definitely not going to be happening. Yeah, had it booked, but cancelled it because I thought it was a stupid idea. So I'm like, why the hell did I book that? That's the worst idea I've ever had. Oh, God. Sorry, folks. Anyway, oh, bloody pigeon nearly got rammed, slammed, and killed on a motorway, as they do, because they're very clever, flying, swooping down in front of cars on a motorway. That's a pigeon for you. So, exploring within. Where am I off to, Matt? Yeah, indeed. You would ask that, wouldn't you? You would bloody ask that. I'm on the wrong. No, I'm not. That sounds good. I'm on the wrong road. No, I'm not. The signs look wrong now. I was watching Black Belt Barrister the other day, and he explained why the signs for roundabouts go all the way around, but then stop. There's like a gap, and it's so that people from other countries look at them and go, "Oh, that doesn't look right. I can't drive the wrong way round this roundabout." It's like, no, because you're driving the wrong way. It's designed for people abroad to see the way they're meant to drive round the roundabout, and try and imply that if they were going to look the other way around the roundabout, that would be wrong. Yeah, it's interesting. I never realised that. Me personally, I would put that on the signs. I'd let them go around and smash themselves up. Bloody foreigners in our country driving on our roads. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. Anyway, who's in? Who's in? Who's in? Who's in? Natalie, Adrian, Mike Ryan, Bacon Haven, Leon, Mark Urbex. Yeah. What the hell? Sex change. Yeah, that's it. Everyone's doing it. Everyone famous. Boris Johnson, everyone. They're all having it. Yeah, so, being a bit of a fashion victim. If somebody offered you £10 million, would you have a sex change? Yeah, you'd be set up for the rest of your life, look, right? You'd have enough money, you could buy a house, you could buy a yacht, you could live off the interest, you'd be set up for life, you wouldn't have to work, right? £10 million, would you have a sex change? Yeah. There's a car just gone past. I was going to say, it's an Audi Q5, it's got a thing on the roof, and I was just thinking, is that Dan? Is that Dan Dixon? But it's not, because it hasn't got the big chunky wheels, and it's not got his registration. But I was like, for a minute, I was like, have I just seen, is that Dan? It's like, shit. No, similar, but not quite. Yeah, Adrian says he would. Yeah, nice one. And then change back again. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And what you could do, yeah, is you could have your to qualify for the 10 million, you could have your penis cut off, right? I'm gonna have to use cryptic words so I don't get the algorithm having a go at me. Yeah, your tackle, right? Cut it off, but do what I've seen in some pictures on the internet where somebody's had it like stitched onto their arm to keep it alive. They like feed it blood, they feed it blood supply, and then it stays alive. This is for people who accidentally had tackle severed, so it kept it alive like that. Yeah, and then what you can do then is you can go, look, I've changed my sex now. Give me my 10 million, and then later on you can have it put back on. Trouble is though with that, I don't think you'd have much sensation anymore, because I'm not sure the nerves would exactly work, but who knows. Anyway, how do we get onto this topic of conversation? I think it was because I'm an idiot. So yeah, I think that was something to do with it. Oh, what's happening here then? Usual, same old. Oh, what the hell's happening here? Oh my god. Oh, we've got 92 people in the chat. Right, so there we are. Hey, Hamish, good morning from the bottom of the world. Sounds like my type of place then. I like New Zealand and bottoms. Yeah. So yeah. So what are you saying then? Are you saying you're from the arse end of the world, New Zealand? Are you calling your country an arse, sir? Shelley Beresford, hello. Chris Sykes. Now, here's a funny thing, right? Here's a funny thing. A lot of people have moaned at me about using my phone for doing live streams when driving. And guess what? It's not actually illegal, because I was watching the Black Belt Barrister the other day, and he was saying about phone use. And he went into it and he said, right, what is illegal about phone use is using it for mobile communication, as in making calls and making texts. Okay, so it's not illegal to use it for other things. Now, broadcasting, which is one way, would not be illegal. Using your sat nav is not illegal, and they're on your phone. Okay, so there are some things you can legitimately use a mobile phone for whilst driving. Okay, and there's some things you can't. Okay, so what's actually covered is communicating with people directly on the mobile network. Okay, using it to broadcast wouldn't be covered. Okay, it's a different thing. And also using it for a sat nav and things like that would be covered, because I'm not using it for direct two-way communications. Okay. Now the other thing that people don't know is that it's also not illegal to pick up a mic for a radio, for a CB radio or a ham radio or a police radio or whatever. Yeah, that is not illegal. So you can operate that with your hand and talk to people all day long, and you don't have to justify what you're doing, because that isn't covered. That is not covered by the laws about use of a mobile phone. So communication two ways across a radio, where you're actually taking your hand off a wheel and operating a mic, not a problem. Not a problem. It's literally just using your mobile phone to talk to people across the mobile network. That is the illegal part. So, as far as I'm aware, and he was going into this, yeah. So if you're having a two-way conversation, or if you're sending two-way messages on a mobile phone through the mobile network, that's the actual bit that is illegal. So if the police see you handling a phone, and you go, no, look, I'm using my GPS, right? Technically, they will say it could be driving without due care and intention. They could try to pull that on you, but ultimately they wouldn't be able to charge you with the mobile phone aspect, you know. So if you have it on your dashboard and you're just doing GPS stuff, police pull you over, you go, look, GPS is on, you know. So you need to remember that. Always have your GPS program nearby, and if you're getting pulled, definitely have that up on the screen. Yeah. Of course, they might have to go through your phone logs to see whether you were just speaking to somebody or texting somebody. But that being said, you know, if you do have your GPS on the screen when you activate your phone, then it should pretty much tell them what they need to know. There we are. Right. Okay. There's a few people here now, so I'm going to tell you a little update. Okay. Right. The update from the other night's show, where we were talking about Benno and the kids and the danger to kids, right? I've had quite a few people contact me now who are ex-Benno lift surfers, right, and have gone out with him or have met with him and seen what he's up to and seen what he's up to with the kids as well. So we've got quite a few of them have grown up now. They're actually now adult age. They're no longer minors, so children. They're no longer at that age. They've grown up. Some of them are still young. I've had people as young as 14 telling me, yes, I go out with Benno, I've been out with Benno, don't like Benno, don't like his bullying, and they're in touch with me. So quite a few people have contacted me. It's been surprising. I've even had people who copied some of the worst Benno videos that he's ever uploaded and formed a little archive of those, which is good. So how am I sounding, by the way? Is my audio sounding okay? Because sometimes it sounds a bit sort of like low definition. I have done the thing with the Bluetooth, but if it's not sounding clear, tell me. Yeah, Secret Vault, Outlaws and Rule Benders. Matt just breaks them, don't you? I know it, admit it, no comment. What, admit that I break rules? I might have done in the past, and I paid the price for it. Yep. And I don't think there's many people out there that seem to keep paying as big a price as I seem to keep paying, you know, with shit that I do, you know. But there we are. So, you know, those that say that, you know, oh, look at him, he's so cocky, you know, he just gets away with everything. Do I really? Do I? How many times have you been nabbed by the police? How many times have you been put in a cell? Yeah. So, yeah. And pretty much, I think, you know, if I was doing something, Secret Vault, have you seen the guy who pays with £100 coins? Oh, I see. No. Oh, you saw a Sea Shepherd boat coming out of Teddington. Ah, it's interesting. Teddington Lock. Wow. That's bizarre. How big was it? Are you sure it was an official Sea Shepherd boat, or was it somebody that's just put the word Sea Shepherd on the side of their boat to kind of, you know, pay homage to them? Very interesting, because I mean, I don't follow them as much as I should really to find out what they're up to. I donate every once in a while, and I really used to like watching the TV show Whale Wars, so I really used to keep up to date then with what was going on. But sadly, you know, I don't get regular sort of like news feeds on what they're up to. So Even though I'm signed up to them and subscribed to them, I don't get regular updates and news feeds. So there we are. But yeah, just in relation to that last chap's message about, come on, I break all the laws and rules. Well, I don't know. I mean, I try to be fair with what I do. I try to be fair. I don't vandalise things, when I'm out on urbexes. But in general life, I tend to treat people how they treat me. If they treat me nice, I treat them nice. If they treat me like shit, I treat them like shit. If they come along and say, I'm going to destroy you, I'm like, okay, let's try that thing then, shall we? Who's going to destroy who first? As some people have found, like Mr. Benno. Anyway, what was I saying about, have I been sidetracked? Did somebody sidetrack me? See, I'm reading new messages and it's sidetracking me. Right, back to the Benno thing. Right, I'm in touch with a lot of these youngsters and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's where I was. I mean, they've contacted me. But here's the important thing, which I really did want you to know, because I'm probably not going to be on this stream for a hell of a long time. But the one thing I did want you to know is at least one child that is one of the key children that's hanging around with Benno at the moment, right? And started going out with Benno aged 12. I understand he's 14 now. He's been described as severely autistic. That child's parents are now aware. Okay? They didn't get contacted by me. They got contacted by somebody else. And they were made aware of the situation. Now, I'm going to give them a few days. There's probably a lot to process, and they've said that they're restricting their son in what he's doing now, so they're going to reel him in and restrict him severely on what he's doing, and they're going to stop him hanging around with Benno. That's what I've been told. Okay. They also said that they chained his bike up as well to stop him going out. So I don't know how successful they're going to be, because I guess that people like him may want to rebel and may do everything within their power to try and sneak out and see Benno and go and do stuff with Benno. But I think Benno's going to have his own problems on his back pretty soon once the police speak to him. I think he's going to be a little bit afraid to go taking these kids out anymore, because he's going to have his collar felt. That reminds me, actually, tell me in a minute, there's another piece of news to do with Swindon guy, but remind me, because I'll finish this thread first, right, and then I'll come back to the other. So, what the hell, mate? Am I going too fast or something? I want to restricted speed, but this guy's going mega slow. No, it's 60 miles an hour, and he's doing 50 in the middle lane. Right, don't start me. It's a 60 mile an hour speed restriction, and the guy's in the middle lane doing 50. There's a lane for that. It's called the outside lane. Fuck off. Right, sorry about that. And it's making me paranoid. I'm like, am I going too fast? Am I going to get more, a speeding ticket or something? Anyway, yeah. So, right, back to this kiddie. What did I tell you? He's no longer going to be going out with Benno on Explorers. So that's one good thing anyway. That's one good piece of news, is that basically Benno's right-hand kiddie, the kiddie he goes out with the most, that's been stopped, right? And that's a pretty important thing, because whatever has gone in the past, whether he's put kids in danger in the past, that is the past, I mean, he probably will have to answer for it, but in terms of danger, present danger, the past doesn't count. Now, the people he's out with right now, those are the ones to be concentrated on, and that's number one kiddie has been taken away from Mr. Benno. So, that was very successful. So if anything, that broadcast the other night was very successful for that reason. And I would like to thank everybody who got in touch with me because of that, because I think it really struck home with a lot of people that there was clearly a problem there. So, yeah. By the way, did anybody say that my audio sounded okay? Is the audio sounding all right? I tell you what, look, give me a sec. I'll just do the thing anyway. Right, and if it's not sounding good, it will. Right, so right. If it wasn't sounding good, now it will. Oh, there we are. So yeah, they say the audio is good. Okay. That Dan Dixon clone vehicle is just beside me now. It's funny actually, because you see that and it's like my brain just goes Dan Dixon, and it's like he's got a roof rack on, looks like his car, but ain't got the chunky wheels. All right, the audio spot on. Great. Okay. So yeah, that kid is out of danger. That's the main thing. There's one kid out of danger. Hopefully, there's one kid who won't end up injured or dead, or in trouble over it. And we'll probably, if he's learned his lesson, will approach hobbies like that in a very different way. Hopefully with either, approach your hobbies either with people your own age, yeah, or, wait till you get a bit older before you start doing some of those things. Yeah, wait till you get a bit older. And yeah, I spoke to somebody the other night, and I was horrified by the story. I was horrified by the story he told me of Benno, because Jordan, Benno, and this chap were doing some lift surfing. Okay, this guy was quite new to it, and he was in the lift, and Benno and Jordan were upstairs sending the lift up and down and changing its speed whilst this guy was in the lift. But the guy decided he wanted to get out of the lift because he didn't like the stopping and starting and the jerking. It was freaking him out a bit, so he thought he would exit the lift. So he sent a message to Benno, and like when you send a WhatsApp message, first it sends you like a tick to say it's gone to WhatsApp, then it becomes 2 ticks to say that it's been sent to the person's device and they've received it, but that doesn't mean they've read it. When they've read it, they've actually opened the message and read it, it displays 2 blue ticks. Okay, so the 2 ticks fill in blue. Okay, so Benno had read the message, and the message said, I've got one of the doors open and I'm just going to get out of the lift. Can you stop doing anything for a minute? So he'd read the message, so he'd opened the doors, and the lift wasn't leveled, so basically it was halfway up or halfway down a floor. I imagine, because he said I had to climb out, right? So climbing out, yeah, well, we don't know, it could be up, could be down, couldn't it, the term climb, yeah? But he was climbing out of the lift, and Benno told Jordan, pull this lever here. And Jordan pulled the lever and it dropped the lift, and the guy had to jump into the lift and push himself back out of the way because it nearly chopped him in half. It nearly chopped him in half because Benno, after reading a message saying, stop doing that stuff with the lift, I'm getting out, decided he would drop the lift. Yeah. And I physically spoke eye to eye in a video chat with this person who's now a lot older and has a pretty responsible job, okay, and looks back on quite a bit of those things he did when he was a bit younger and thinks like, he was a bit sort of, well, he looks back as if it was a dangerous time. It was a dangerous, risky time. And he's got no respect for Benno because what he did, yeah. Okay, he's got no respect for the fact that he told him and he just did it. He didn't seem to have any care for this guy's, safety, basically. And when Benno tells you he's all about safety, and you hear stories like that, you realise Benno doesn't give a shit about anything. It's all talk. He doesn't give a shit about anyone or anything apart from what he wants there and then at that moment. That's all that counts. If he's playing with the lift and you're in the wrong place, that's your problem. Yeah? Quite clearly, if he's told to stop for a reason and he chooses not to stop, then he doesn't care about people or their safety. And that's just a little bit alarming, isn't it? When you think he's hanging around with kids and you hear stories like that, and he's goading kids. Go on, ride up on the counterweight. Go on, shoot up to the top at high speed on the counterweight. Really? Yeah. Junkies play the same games with their friends' lives. Yeah. But it's not right, and it does have to stop. It does have to stop. There's no two ways about it. I mean, Benno is somebody who's clearly way outside normal thought patterns, normal thought behaviors, and I mean, Benno, I think, unfortunately, is in a little world of his own, and it's not very good, is it? Not very good. So we'll be doing our best to kind of pass the information on to the authorities. Also, I don't want to get too excited with this. This is a completely separate matter now, right? Different person, different thing. I don't want to get too excited because I know that when I say something like this, something will probably go wrong. Okay? But I asked for an update from the police about what was happening with my case of having to report somebody because they were harassing me, and we all know what we're talking about here, probably. Swindon Spastic. So I rang him up and I said, can you tell me, because I haven't heard anything since April time, what's actually going on? And speaking to the officer yesterday, he said he looked it up and he said, okay, it went to the Swindon Police, right? It's gone from there. Oh, it's at the CPS at the moment. Now, for anybody from another country who doesn't know what CPS, that's the Crown Prosecution Service. Okay, so CPS, Crown Prosecution Service, that's where the police send the case when they believe they've investigated it enough and they've got all the information they need. They've got all the information to require for a case to go forward. They send it up to the CPS. The CPS look at it and they either send it back to the police and say, you need to do a bit more of this or a bit more of that before we can accept the case, or the CPS, say, Russell Jones, the CPS either say, yes, this has got enough to then be taken to court. And I think in this case, because it's pretty much cut and dried with the fact that there's video evidence of what this guy's done, because he's uploaded it to YouTube so many times, making threats and doing all sorts of things. You've all seen it. A lot of you have seen it. It's good news, but I mean, it could come spectacularly wrong, and we could find out that it doesn't end up in court, or of course, you could go to court and he could get a very lenient sort of thing happen to him. But what I'm going to be pushing for with the CPS is, if this goes to court, that we get a restraining order, because whether or not he's going to get a big fine or a small fine or a slap on the wrists or something really big or not really big, right? Doesn't matter, because aside from that, you can ask for a restraining order separately. So it stops the person from doing this stuff again. Okay? If they do it, then again, to you, if they commit this same act or criminal acts against you again, then it's considered, I think, some sort of breach of, breach of the court, breach of, what's it called now? Contempt of court. So you end up basically in jail if you're not careful, very quickly as well. Right, where's my maps program? Hang on a second, folks. Maps, right. So I do not want to screw this up, and I'm just about to screw this up, and I cannot bloody see a thing. Oh, you bastard. Come on. Oh, yeah. I do need to go. I thought to myself, I know, I'm going to have to come off here. This is why I said to you, this is not going to be a very long stream, folks, because unless I got the maps up on screen, I'm going to make a mistake. And I just nearly did. And I just didn't. So that's great. But, right. So, yeah, the dog's being looked after by my mate. And, yeah, when I leave the house now, I take all my hard drives and shit with me so that the police can't just come in my house, and I take all my stuff with me. So the police can't come in the house and grab all my Urbex stuff and ruin my my Urbex edits that I haven't yet put out, And the thing is, you see, what a lot of people don't realise is my hard drives are full of stuff that I've done, but I can't really put it out because we haven't finished it, and we haven't really got to the best bit of the Explore. Like, we've got somewhere, but we haven't had the time or the means or the luck, because we've been chased out by security or whatever, or got spooked. And a lot of those edits live on my hard drive, and I'm not going to put them out because it'll show people a location, and it'll everybody will go and do it, and they'll do it before me. So, of course, a lot of that stuff is very important to me, that the police do not get those hard drives and do not destroy that stuff. Okay? And I'm adamant they're not gonna get my best stuff. I mean, they can take stupid stuff, and they can, I don't really want them taking my computer either, because I edit with it, and that would just be a real ball ache to have to go back to slow, shitty editing. I would if I had to, but I don't want to, because it's taken me a long time to get to the point where now things are pretty streamlined for me with editing. Considering it's something I do a lot, it'd be like going back to driving a bloody 1 litre car. You know what I mean? It'd be like, oh, really? So, yeah. No. Yeah, I've got to stay on this road for 1.3 miles, okay. Then where? Okay. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, so I'm going to have to get off in a minute, folks, because it's going to start to get hectic with the old navigation lock. But, hang on, let me see what somebody say here. Benno, what's that? Benno just brought out a video with your mate, B-Face, today. Huh, what? So isn't that a bit awkward? They're best mates and he does videos with you. It must be an old video. And I don't know what he's stuck out. Benno's Benno, he doesn't think like normal people. It's like if you told him, right, that it was a bad idea to kind of punch himself in the nuts, but he thought it would be a good idea, he'll do it. If you tell him it's a bad idea to run in front of a police officer and stick his finger up, because he'd probably get arrested, he'd go and do it because he doesn't understand the ramifications of what he does. It's like you have to explain, well, if you do that, you're going to get in trouble. And he'd be like, why? And it'd be like, they don't see things the same way as the rest of us. It's like as if sometimes you have to explain it. So, and I think there's a slight issue with some people, not all people, but some people have got autism, because once they get some bad habits, they don't really want to change because they get stuck on those rails. It's like, so yeah, I would imagine that he doesn't kind of see that it's a bit weird. Now, like, I stick out videos with Sam and Jess in when I find them that are in the archive. I'm like, shit, did I not edit that? And I'm still finding stuff, to this day. I'm like, oh my god, why did I not edit that bit of footage? And it's like, so for me, I keep on going through all my folders and going through them again, and then one day I'll still find stuff. I'll be like, oh, what's that? And it's usually when I'm deleting old footage to make space, because I just keep the final output. I don't keep the raw files that I shot with on the day. And just before I delete those, I watch them, and I skip through them, and I go, yeah, don't need that. Next file, yeah, don't need that. And I go through them, and then you spot things, and it's like, so I don't know, maybe he's just found bits of footage that, he's thought, oh well, get some views, because he's probably now shitting himself from the concept of putting any more videos up of kids. I think I looked through his channel the other day, and he did have videos that had kids in them that were quite recent. And also I've looked on these kids' channels, and there are videos that they put up within the last month that have Benno in them. Now, of course, it doesn't mean they were filmed within the last month. I mean, they could have been filmed 6 months ago or a year ago. But I imagine that these kids are probably gagging to get their little Benno videos up, because they think so much of Mr. Benno, and they love the lift exploring, and it's so exciting, and everybody needs to see it. It's so vital. It's so important. It's like, I'm sure those videos are not that old. Yeah. With Benno, maybe, because he does a lot of stuff, and he's probably got a massive archive. Yeah. But maybe he's putting up an old Jordan video, because he's going to try and imply, oh look, I've got videos from this far long ago, so therefore all these ones with kids that you see here were filmed years ago. It's like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's the fact you did film them with underage kids. It doesn't matter when they were filmed. But I could, it's possible maybe he's thinking like that. I'm probably way overthinking this, because, yeah, who knows what's going on in his mind. He's a bit of a strange one, so it's going to be kind of hard to work out what the hell he's thinking, really, isn't it? But there we are, folks. I am coming to a point where it's going to get super, super hectic, because these roads in a minute are going to go mental. I don't really like this next road we're going on. Yeah. It's getting near a city, basically, and it just gets so hectic. So I'm going to call it in a minute. So, yeah, what's happening then? What happened to Sam and Jess? Did they stuff Matt, or are they still? No, well, they moved on. They're doing stuff with other people now, and good luck to them. They seem to have found a good formula. They're sticking to it. Time capsule. They do good videos, fair play to them. I'm happy that I started them off, and they're doing well with it. I got a funny feeling they're probably doing better than me, because the algorithm favours what they're doing and doesn't favour my gob. I'm too gobby, and there's a lot of stuff on my channel that, holds me back. But then it wouldn't be me if I wasn't me. And at the end of the day, Sam and Jess may hate me for saying this, but I think their strength is that they're very vanilla. Their strength is because they did pretty much what I told them to do, is don't be controversial, don't say anything that's going to upset people, don't swear, keep it very, very, middle of the road so that people can engage with it and they're not going to dislike you as a person, because of who you are and if you've got an attitude, be very vanilla. And that's exactly what they are, vanilla flavored. So, but that's their strength. That's why they've got so many subscribers so quick, because people can engage with them and like them, because they're, and the algorithm likes them because they're a couple, so they're doing well. So unless I get a girlfriend, or maybe the algorithm would like me even more if I had a boyfriend. Went out and explored with boyfriend. We could call it Bumbex Explores. Bumbex UK. Secret vault. Secret bumming vault. Yeah. And we could do that. Maybe I could accelerate past Sam and Jess then. But yeah. But that's the thing, see, vanilla is very easy to digest. Everyone likes vanilla. But yeah, I find it very hard. As I told him, I said, I am my own worst enemy, because ultimately I cannot, I can't reel it in. I'm always making jokes. I'm always passing comment. I'm being a little bit political, a bit risque, and discussing subject matters with, which I don't agree or disagree with, but I'm just discussing them. But merely discussing them strikes you off with the algorithm. So, and unfortunately, unless you're like one of these sort of TV presenters who just goes, "Oh, hello, Satan. Nice to see you. How have you been, Satan? Oh, really? What's your favorite food, Satan? Yes, really?" You know what I mean? If you're interviewing people, unless you say nicey things all the time, right? Nice, happy, joy, happy, joy, happy, joy. If you don't be like that, right, then people don't like you, and they think that you're a bit, on the edge, bit bristly, and therefore, you need to be sort of like marginalized. And I think the algorithm works like that. It's like, who the hell does this secret vault think he is? So, I'm in the wrong lane. Shit. Why can't two of these lanes go to where I need to go? It's bullshit. I'm going to just go over here a minute. Oh, I could have taken the two lanes actually, but it didn't look like from back there. So, anyway, folks, this is where it gets mental. Like I said, you see, I'm getting in the wrong lanes. This is where, oh yeah, there's loads of cars on this road. So I'm going to hit the road, man, or men or women, ladies in Germany, whatever. So there you go. That's what it's all about. Thank you. Secret Vault signing out. Just wanted to give you a quick update. Sorry I can't read all your messages, but that's the type of slag I am. Vault in Wong Wayne, Mr. China say, yeah, that's exactly what I feel, I suppose, whatever that meant. So I've just admitted to something really bad there. No. Anyway, that's it. Traffic's not too bad on this road, but I do need to get off because I need the sat nav like properly up on my screen. So it's been nice. Thank you for joining us. Love you all. Well, yeah. See, that's what we have to say to your viewers. I love you all. I love all of you, even the haters. See, I can't bring myself to quite say it. I love you all. You're so amazing, viewers. I do love you. I do, all of you. I just can't wait to meet all of you. You know it's not true. I'm not that social. I'm not that trusting. I don't trust people. I have trust issues. So yeah, but anyway, there we are. So there we are. I'll finish like that then. I don't trust you, viewers. I have trust issues. Please stop stalking me. Maybe I don't love you, but I'm glad to have you here. Yeah. As long as you're nice to me, I love you. If you're not nice to me, I don't love you. So I 80% love you, viewers. So there we are. I can't give you more than that. But for now, go away. Bye.